Jack-in-the-Box. One day, as James puffed into the big station, he saw a large wooden crate standing on the platform. "I wonder where that's going," he thought to himself. But then, in the bustle of arrival, he forgot all about it. His fireman uncoupled him from the train, and James went off to the yard for a drink. When he came back, the crate had gone. "It's been placed on our train," his driver told him. "Guard thought he had a job getting it into his van, but he needn't have worried. It turned out to be as light as a feather." The guard came up to see them. "Have you found out what's in the crate then?" joked the driver. "Don't ask me," replied the guard. "We've only tightened it where the label tells us to. But if you want to know what I think," he broke off teasingly. "Yes?" said James, his driver and fireman all at once. "I think it's empty," finished the guard. "Empty?" echoed James. "Who'd want to send an empty crate on a train?" "Not our business to worry about that," laughed the guard, and he went back to his van. He was just about to blow his whistle for James to start when a late passenger arrived. James thought he must be very important, because he had to wait while the guard and station master helped the latecomer into a carriage. At last everything was ready. "Come on, come on, come on," grumbled James impatiently. He tried to make up for lost time, but because he was running late, Douglas, with a goods train, had been allowed to go in front of him. James had to wait at signals outside Thomas's Junction until the line was clear. "Stupid things," he muttered crossly. "How can I be expected to run my trains normally if signals keep stopping me all the time?" "Now, James," warned his driver, "you know perfectly well that you'd be even later if you had an accident." Eventually the signal alarm rose. James started with an impatient jerk and hurried to the platform. "Beep, beep, beep," he whistled to the passengers. "Get in quickly, please." They were only too glad to, but when the driver looked back for the guard, there was no sign of him or his green flag. The station master came to see what was causing the delay. "Have you seen the guard?" asked James his driver. The station master shook his head. "Now that you mention it, I don't remember to see him at all in this trip." He stopped. "Just a moment," he said, listening. "What's that noise?" Everyone, including James, tried to be as quiet as they could. A thumping noise seemed to be coming from the guard's van. Driver and station master hurried to the doors and threw them open. The thumping suddenly became louder, and now they could hear muffled cries too. "Help!" a voice was shouting. "Help! Oh, help!" "It's coming from inside that crate," exclaimed the station master. Quickly they unlatched the lid. When they lifted it, they found the guard, very red in the face and very cross. He looked nothing so smart a guard should look. "Hello," said James's driver. "Are you playing Jack-in-the-Boxes?" "No, I'm not," said the guard crossly. "What happened?" asked the station master. The guard looked sheepish. "I wanted to make sure that the crate was empty," he explained. "It wasn't locked, so I opened it and looked in whilst James was stopped at the signal. Then it started with a jerk, and I overbalanced into it. The lid fell shut on top of me, and I latched itself shut." The other men laughed till their sides ached. The driver was still laughing when he came back to James's cab, and was still laughing when he'd finished telling James and his fireman the story. But James didn't laugh. Now he had more time to make up. For once he agreed with the guard. He didn't think it was funny either.